Hello, in this video I am going to show you the border that I'm putting on my thermal stitch baby blanket. Now when I introduced this stitch, I was talking about what colors I wanted to pull from here to do the border. And after going to both Joann and Walmart, unfortunately I couldn't find a green that matched well, or a teal, or aqua, or blue. So what I ended up doing was choosing this yellow and then this purple. So I really didn't want to do purple or pink because I felt like it really would then turn it to being more of a girl baby blanket, but the blues just did not match. So for this border, as you can see right here, I did a row of single chain right there all the way around the blanket. And then on top of that row of single chain, and I like to call that row of single chain, you know, like a track, because the sides always are, you know, difficult. They don't have the holes, the stitch holes, like on the top and the bottom of the blanket. So then after doing a row of single chains, I then did a row of half double crochets. And I went all the way around. Also in the corners, I do 3. I do 3 in each corner, and that gives it the nice rounded look. And then I'll go here and I find that corner, the middle of the third, and then I do 3 half double crochets in there. So that is the base of the border. Half or single crochet all the way around the blanket, and then my next row is a row of half double crochets all the way around. Now, I start what I call the twisty border. That's my fancy name for it. I saw it in a picture once. I typed into Google search and I typed in baby blanket borders. And I saw this border that kind of looked like it was twisted around. So what you do, here's the part where it ends. I chained up 4. And then I slip stitched it. So there's the one I started in. I chained up 4. I skipped that stitch. And then I slip stitched it into this. And then I chain 4. I skip a stitch. And then I slip stitch it. Chain 4. Skip a stitch. Slip stitch into the next. And so I go around with this first step of the border. Actually, to be honest, it'd be step 3. Step 1 is the single crochets, step 2 is the half double crochet, and then step 3 is chain 4, skip a stitch, slip stitch it, chain 4, skip a stitch, slip stitch, and I go all the way around. So I just wanted to show you, I went all the way around. This is the last bit I have to do. Unfortunately, in the process of, getting ready to do this video, I lost my crochet amour, my clover amour hook. It's somewhere on the ground, and I looked, I couldn't find it. Then I looked in the bottom of my bag and I couldn't find it, so I was like, dang it, I'm gonna have to use my backup hooks. This is the one that I got from Amazon. So that's sometimes this slip stitch can be hard, as you can see. So I chained my 4 because things start twisting. Plus, it gets tight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 4. Skip that stitch. Slip stitch into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that stitch, slip stitch into here. I suppose you could do a single chain. I'm not sure why I chose to slip stitch. Fortunately, I do not have a pattern for this because I couldn't find a pattern. I just looked at the picture and kind of guessed. How would this look if I was doing it? Or if I were to make it myself. And to me it really looks like twisted chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. skip a chain, slip stitch. So I think you kind of get the idea. I really struggle with in regards to making these videos because I personally have learned 98% of what I know about crochet from YouTube. So I definitely want to make videos that reach the people that don't know how to crochet or that are just learning. But I find that the good portion, that's the one I slip stitch into, skip that, go into here. I find that a good portion of my audience seem to know how to crochet. So then I don't want to make videos that are like boring to them. But yeah. So I'm kind of feel like I'm in a quandary. I feel like if I can put out 2 to 3 videos a week, if I make one of those videos for new crocheters, the other folks can could still get some content that's relative to them. Okay, so I'm coming to the end of this little bit to where I chained 4, skipped a slip stitch. Now, this always happens to me. And I'm just one of those go with the flow people. I'm not going to let it bother me. As you can see, I slip stitched into this spot, and I have 1, 2. I have come up with an extra stitch. So you can do one of 2 things. You could just have 2 skip stitches and come back to the beginning and join here. And then because you're skipping 2, I would chain a little bigger, or, and this is what I'm going to do because I'm going to take it out of this slip stitch. I'm going to add 1 more chain to this, and I am going to have 2 in this one. So I skip 2, come to the 3rd, and get my slip stitch in there. The reason I made my chain bigger is because I still wanted to have that fluffy look, and if I had left it with just the 4, it would have been more across. And then I chain 4, and I'm going to slip stitch right back into where we all started. Right back here. And that is round 3 of my blanket. I'm going to get out a scissor, and I'm going to snip my end. I like to leave a significant amount. That maybe one of my next videos will be on how I weave / sew in my ends, because I don't just weave in my ends. I've had a few situations where they've come out, and so now I do a combination of weaving and sewing. So this is the tail I left for weaving and sewing. Now I'm going to switch to the purple Caron Simply Soft, and it's called, where is it? Iris, right there. This is the color I'm using. One of the things I love about Caron is she always has a nice part for pulling. So what I do, I lost my ugly hook. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that over there. Just put it back here. I'll weave and sew that in. I'm going to do a slip stitch. This is how I do slip stitches. I hold my finger, I hold it between my pointer and my thumb, I go around, then I cross over the top of my hand, and I weave my hook in under that first part. I hook up that back one, and I pull it through. So there we go. This is a decent enough tail. So now I've slip stitched. I'm going to come in from behind into, and actually I might just fold this over. Kind of gets hard to see. But this is the one. I'm going to put my hook in here. I'm going to have to be a little forceful with it. It's tight. It's because I'm not using my Clover Amour. And then I'm going to pull it up, slip stitch it, if you will, into there. And I'm holding my hook like a weirdo all of a sudden. I'm going to pull that into there and create a slip stitch. Okay. I slip stitched the purple, and I'm leaving that back, right back here with the yellow. And it is, if you can see, in the middle under this rainbow. I don't know what you want to call it, this arch. I'm going to chain 4. 1, I'll hold that arch down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is what gives it the twisty look. This one I did behind, so I'm going to come over and I'm going to do it in front. So I'm coming over my arch, I find my middle stitch, I slip stitch it to there. Now this arch is behind and my stitch is in front. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm reaching behind, so I'm going to push my arch forward. I'm going to come in behind. And then I'm going to slip stitch it into that middle loop, or that middle stitch. Ugh, I don't like these hooks. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go over in front of that arch. Slip stitch it to the middle stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more so that we can stop and look and see what it looks like. I'm in front, so now I got to come in and go behind that next arch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what that twisty border looks like. See how these look like they all twist together. Maybe I should do some more. It doesn't look very impressive, this small of a piece. But that is the twisty border. Now for this specific blanket, because I liked the thermal stitch not having a lot of holes, I decided in doing my twisty that I was going to do these also small. So I slip stitch in 1, skipped 1, slip stitch in 1. So that these little loopies, they run along the side of the blanket like that, and that's the back of it, are going to be tight to the blanket, and they're not going to be, you know, getting their fingers caught in it. The first time I did this, so I'm going to set this aside right there. I don't know. I wish I had a flat surface to do this on. The first time I did this, I did it on a corner-to-corner blanket, and I did larger twisties. And that is what I have here. On this one, I chained 8 and skipped 5. So that you can see there is 2 empty stitches there. That's where I slip stitched, and then there's 2 empty stitches here. And then this purple one goes around, comes in from behind. The purple one then comes in from behind around to the front. I just made this little swatch so you can see. I do nothing specifically different for the corners. I just count. And so this one I chained 8. In fact, I was going to show you right here. This will be much nicer because I have my clover or more. So I chained 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I come over here. I came from the back, so I'm coming around to the front. I look 1, 2, here's one right in the middle. And here I'm doing a single crochet. I think I prefer the slip stitch, but I wanted you to see what it looked like to do a single crochet there versus doing a slip stitch right there. And then here we go. I'm in the front. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm chaining 8 and I'm skipping 5. And this is in the front, so I need to come around to the back. I just push this arch down, come right in here. I'm doing a single crochet. Single crochets are easy to do. You know, it's not as tight, but I like the look of a slip stitch better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm coming from behind and I come over here. Now, and then I single crochet. That is what this looks like if you use a bigger edge. I feel like you can do any number increments you want. So like on this one, I said I chained 8 and I skipped 5, and that's to give me a nice loose arch. On this one, I chained 4 and skipped 1. I'm sure you could chain, you know, 6 and skip 3. It's just however you like the look of the border twisties going. Now, the other thing you can do that I saw that I really liked, but I tend not to do because I am lazy, because it's a lot. I like to just crochet straight across. So after you've done your chain 8, I think I'm going to take a couple of these out. I'm going to go all the way. Bloop. After you've chained 8, I just accidentally pulled one of those. Take out your hook. You can twist this twice, put your stitch back in, and then single crochet it to the top. Then chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take out your hook, twist your chain twice, put your hook back in, give it a snug pull. We came from the front, so now we need to go into the back of that arch. Single crochet, chain 8. I lost count. I was just thinking about how this was looking. Twist twice, put my hook back in, coming from the back. So I'm going to push my arch and come into the front. So if you do that, it gives it kind of a more fun look. I don't know. So you could do that if you wanted to. Just twist this chain, and to be honest, you could do it with that side too. You could do it with the teal, twist that chain, and it just kind of gives it a more twisty feel. The reason I don't like doing that is because I don't like to have to take my hook out, twist it. I suppose you could do something like, let's see here. Let's chain 8. Whoops, my tail over there got caught. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I suppose you could do something like this. Twist your hook around like that. I don't think that did anything but twist there. But the reason, like I said, I don't like doing that is because I don't like pulling out my hook, twisting it, putting it back in. But when you do that, it gives it, as you can see, more of a twisted, more of a textured, braided look. I don't know. So that's what it looks like when you do the big loops. When you do a big chain of 8 and then skip 5. And then this is what it looks like when you do the small. So I'm coming from behind. I go into that center one in the front of the previous. And again, I'm slip stitching on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you know what else I was just thinking? I'm not really a fan of how I did this. I think if I were going to do it again, maybe I would have single crocheted all the way around in purple, half double crocheted in yellow, then did 1 row of yellow arches, and then did the final row of purple arches. But the reason I didn't do that is because, like I said, I felt purple is more girly, although it's looking pretty blue in this video. It is much more grapey looking in real life. I wonder if I put some light on it, if it changes. Yeah, there you go. See, it's more grapey. I just wanted to use less, but this is what I'm sticking with. I'm going to go all the way around in this twisted border. I don't know if it has a fancy name. I don't know if there's a pattern out there for it. When I first found this, I wasn't doing very good at reading patterns, and so I was looking for a border that was easy for me to understand, and that is what I came up with. So that is it for this video. This is my video on how to do this twisty fun border. Some videos I have lined up in my mind that I'd like to do is a tutorial on the baby hat I made. Somebody commented on my Red Heart Super Saver review. I have a picture of a hat and a baby sweater that I made in that video. And they're like, hey, do you have the pattern for that hat? And I was like, no, I don't. I just make them. I suppose at some point I had a pattern for a hat that I printed off, and then I just started like combining different ideas. I'd came up with different things. And so I don't have a written pattern, but I could do a tutorial on that baby hat. So that is a video I have planned to do next. It seems like there'll be quite a few videos of late where you won't get to see me, you'll just get to hear me. And then I think I might do a video on sewing in and weaving in my ends. So that's what I have in mind. Those 2 videos coming up. This is what I'm finishing, the twisty border for my thermal blanket, and in one of those videos I'll show you the finished project of this. And maybe I'll just do a chatty video where I show you finished projects and mention a few shout outs, because I've just found a couple new videos, YouTubers, that I really enjoy watching, and so maybe I'll do a chit chat and a shout out video. And then finally, folks, you're not going to believe this, I'm almost to 400 subscribers. I feel like just a couple weeks ago I did a 50 subscriber giveaway. So I'm going to do a 500 subscriber giveaway, and for this 500 one, I'm going to do a big yarn giveaway for just one person. Last time I got excited because I had so many subscribers that I did 3 giveaways. One person got 2 skeins, and then 2 other people each got 1. This time I'm going to pull together a bunch of stuff and have one big winner for a 500 subscriber. And so that I'll do just like I did before. I'll make a special video for just the 500 subscribers contest giveaway. Other than that, I've been really enjoying my time making videos and chatting with you folks and watching some of you others. My new favorite one that I've been watching lately is Happiness is Homemade. She's got really great videos that I've been watching. So check her out, and otherwise, folks, happy crafting.